welcome to my channel. I recently watched Jolene of Tiny Keyhole Minis make a little medal case for her doll's house scenes. She's working on a fantastic house and history and everything else. I do suggest, if you don't know her channel, do go and visit. I'll leave the link in the description box below. Anyway, when I saw it, I thought, oh, that will be perfect for Bernard Bliss Greckens shell collection. So I'm going to do a shell display box. So I've cut a piece of wood. It is 1.5 by 1 inches, and then I'm going to cut the lollipop sticks to go around the sides and hopefully get the edges flat because they're slightly curved, and see how I go from there. So I'll be back in a jiff to do that. Right, so I've cut the end off one of them, and I will do the same, do that twice. And sand the edges of my nail file. Want them nice and flat. Unfortunately, the cutter doesn't sort of cut them as flat as you'd like them. Probably should have used my saw thinking about it. And then we'll cut, I will glue those first before I cut the other ones, but I want to try and take the rounded bit off, so I'm going to work on that. Okie dokie, so I've got the box glued together, and I couldn't decide what to put on the top, so I've actually cut skewers, so I'm hoping that's going to work. So it's going to be like a rounded edge, so I'm going to glue them together and see what happens. Hopefully that will work. You may have seen in very fast motion that I decanted some of my wood glue into my little container. Just makes it a little bit easier. And yep, I'm as cluttered as anything, and let's just make some space to glue these together. Hopefully this will work. See, a bit lopsided at the moment, so let's see if I can get this straighter. Hopefully this is going to work. Right, and I'll leave that to dry. So I think I said I've got the little box, and I've made a frame out of skewers, because I felt I just couldn't cut these down to be the right size, and that will fit on top of there. What I will do is I will cut some plastic from a packaging, which will go underneath that and between the two. I'm going to paint this. I want it to sort of look like wood, so it may end up black, but at the moment it's going to be just painted wood. So I'll get my paints out and we'll do that. I start off painting this, I think, burnt sienna. It's strange because I think I end up with like two completely different shades of burnt sienna, and I'm not convinced by the colour. So I get some more paints out and I try with the other one, which is this one here. It's actually shows up lighter, and I paint another piece of wood, which I'm getting here, or somewhere anyway. Yep, there it is. And actually it does paint up a similar colour, but I'm not sure if I like it, but I painted that anyway. Yeah, I'm comparing the two different shades of the same colour there. They are a slightly different brand though, so that might be why they look a bit different. Anyway, oh yeah, this is the lighter one, that's right. So, but I decided do I decide? Yeah, I do paint it that colour in the end. But I think I decided it's just too light. So I'm going to just skip forward because I let this carry on a bit too long. Yep, so I've painted it. I don't paint the very bottom because I want to keep that clear so that it doesn't show through anything I might put in the bottom. And then I'm painting the top frame with the same colour. And well, it's all very self-explanatory really. There you go, just checking it out that it will fit for size, and I'll leave it to dry. I then decide that I don't like the lighter colour, so I paint it with the darker brown. And I paint the whole thing darker brown, and I think I then decide I don't like that and I paint it black. So I've been through my papers, got some papers that I thought I could use as backing. I initially thought that. I tried various different pieces, but then I came across this. It's actually the back of that, but I think that looks quite good. It's quite a natural looking colour, so I think I'm probably going to use that as the backing for the shells. So I was initially thinking of that sort of sand coloured, but I think I'm going to go for that. I'm going to see what it looks like anyway, and yeah, we'll do that. So move the paint out the way, I think. So just put that aside for now, and we'll get a small piece that will fit in there, hopefully. I do it from the outside, and I just have to cut it down ever so slightly, which I will do with my knife. Hopefully it will be sharp enough. So I think we're about that far. And right, I'm not happy with that because it has been cut wonky. It's the trouble with using scissors. Probably need to use guillotine or something, so I might try again. It's annoying. Okay, so I've got my guillotine here to be nice and square, and then see if I can that will be hopefully. Let's hope this is right. Yes, that's much better. Okay, so I've just got to decide whether I'm happy with that colour or not. I have a feeling I may end up painting it black, actually. I don't really like black at the moment for some reason. Yeah. Black, or leave it as it is. Might just go and see what the other furniture's like. Right, yes, I've decided to paint it black, so I'm going to repaint it black. I'm not going to use my big black tub because it was just worked out really sticky for some reason, and I've just dropped a load of stuff on the floor, but I will pick that up once I've painted this. That's what that crash was. So in fact, I'm not even going to use that because I want to clean that out, so I'm just going to use the paper. Shouldn't need too much, hopefully. A nice cup of tea here. And then I think I'm really going to have to clear up this mess because it's almost unworkable now. I'm going to have to admit that it's actually unworkable. Now I don't want to go on the bottom because I don't want it to go through. I don't want you to be able to see the black under the paper. So I imagine I'm going to have to do a couple of paints of this. Just put my finger in the brown paint. There's a frame, and I want to do the back of it. Wasn't going to, but I think I will. Once I finish painting the back, I leave it to dry so that I can get on with the next stage. So while I'm waiting for the paint to dry, this is from my childhood shell collection box. If anyone ever wants to see my child shell collection box, do let me know. My dad made it for me when I was a little girl, and these are shells I collected in New Zealand when I was a little girl. So I might see if there's anything in here just to add one shell to this collection, to this box I'm going to be making. Just as a little, oh look, there's a tiny one there. There's a tiny cat's eye, as we used to call them. So there are a couple of tiny ones. This might be fun to add something from my childhood in this box. And that's quite tiny. So yeah, these all came from beaches in New Zealand when I would have been anything from the age of 7 up. It's fun. I haven't looked at these for years. I just have been sitting under a set of drawers. In fact, I'm a little bit annoyed with myself because I taped it up and the tapes ripped some of the back of the case off. It was made from my dad made the case from a sign, and it's ripped part of the sign paint off the back. So I'm a bit annoyed that I didn't think to take the tape off earlier. I don't know why. I would have done that when we moved here, so it's a bit silly of me really. Here we go. Sometimes we forget to do things or do things that we perhaps shouldn't have done. I think go for the smaller one. So yeah, I'll keep those little ones out for now, and hopefully they will look. I'll choose probably the darker one, put the little light one back, and maybe those three will go in the case as well. We'll see. Obviously I'm not going to have a huge amount of room. Oh, I can't get these out. It's typical, isn't it? Can't get them back in how they all fitted in the first place. Right, you don't want to see me fiddling with this. Right, so on the left are shells I've found on our local beach. And then these 3 shells are from my childhood in New Zealand. And they've obviously got to fit onto this piece of card there. So I'm going to see how they look. Oops, let's get it back into focus. Right. So we could have that big one. We've got a nice little one there. And we've got some tiny little ones. And then my cat's eye. And possibly that shell too. Let's see. Maybe that one could go up there. And then that one could go like that. So that may be how they're laid out. Yeah, of course, getting them to stick is going to be the other question, is what am I going to stick them on with? I haven't quite decided that. Tacky glue, wood glue or super glue. I kind of don't really want to use super glue, but obviously they will need to be stuck down. So yeah, I quite like that. I think that's how I may do it. Yeah. Don't think I've got any smaller shells from beaches here, but I will go and have a look. So I'm sorry, I thought I videoed this. I've written IOWGB and NI New Zealand, so Isle of Wight, Great Britain, and North Island, New Zealand, for where the shells are found. And I decided to put them on a blue background in the end, rightly or wrongly. I've just glued the plastic onto the frame, so I'm leaving that to dry. So it's being weighted down, and then once that's dry I'll be able to put it on the top and the little shell display thing will be finished, hopefully. I think that's that. Yep, they're all stuck nice and firmly now, so that's good. Right, so ready to stick that on. So that will go on there. It's like there's a tiny bit of glue. Just want to get that out of there. Yep. And then that's going to go on the front there. And I'd kind of like to see if I can make some kind of clasp. So might be able to do it with, let me see. I think I cut some of these off. Oh yeah, where is it? Let's see, would that work? I don't really like that. Maybe that would work. Would it look like a little keyhole thing? Or maybe I just won't put any on and I'll just seal it up. I don't think I'm going to put any catch on it. Yep. So we will put some glue around the top here and hopefully glue it on and leave it to dry. think there's a bit too much on there. I don't want too much on because I don't want it showing through. Right, let's see if this will work. Just I'm going to trim that up slightly. Let's put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Let's put the light on. Oh, I can still see it a bit under there. Actually get it off. Right, just have to do a dab of paint on that as well because I just damaged it slightly. Okay, and oh, let's see, make sure it's clean. I'm using my glasses thinking it's probably not the best thing to do, but I think the rest of it's on the other side. But I can clean once it's finished, once it's ready. Right, that will go on like that. Yep. Yeah, that's gonna be good. I think I'm gonna be pleased with that. Okay, we'll leave that to dry, and then if I need to do any black paint touch-ups, I can. But yeah, pretty pleased with that. Okay. So here is the finished case, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with how it's worked out. It's going to go up on the wall in the Bliss house. So we're going to go and put it in now. Unfortunately, where the Bliss house is, it's a bit dark, and I didn't think to turn a light on at the time. So sorry, this is a very dark film of it. I should have, as I say, I should have put a light on and I didn't think. But I'm quite pleased with how the picture fits in there. Well, the shells fit in there between the two pictures I've painted. One of a yachting theme and one on a snowy theme. So yeah, I'm pleased with this. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. And please come back another time. Bye for now.